He's been charged with sedition. He came to India today looking perfectly hale and hearty after holidaying in London. He's fit enough to be out on a holiday in London, but not fit enough to come and be questioned by police in Hyderabad. Joining us on the center stage face-off this evening is Abdul Rasool Khan. He's the General Secretary of the Congress Party in Andhra Pradesh. With us also is Smriti Irani, Member of Parliament of the BJP. Taslim Ahmad Rahmani, President of the Muslim Political Council of India, is also with us. But first up, I want to just ask our producers to pull those pictures out for our viewers and play them out. Here is Mr. Akbaruddin Owaisi coming to India early this morning. He's looking quite beefed up actually. He had a smile on his face. He's looking perfectly hale and hearty because he'd been in London, and you saw those images on our channel as well, of him having a good time. They were put up on his official Facebook page. And now, there are cops there. You can see them right in front of Akbaruddin Owaisi. There's a police officer. He's been charged with sedition. What should have happened is that the same police should have actually got hold of Akbaruddin Owaisi and taken him to a police station, first to be questioned and later arrested for being one of the biggest hate mongers of recent time. Instead, he was allowed to go into a as yet undisclosed location. He's asking for 4 days time. Why is the system going so slow on him? We're joined at this time by Abid Rasool Khan from the Congress Party, and your party tonight is being charged, Mr. Khan, of going slow, going easy on Mr. Akbaruddin Owaisi. You should have arrested him. He's got serious charges. Can you explain to our viewers this evening, why is Mr. Owaisi not behind bars?
Yeah, basically the charge sheet, the FIR has been filed in Nirmal police station, and the investigation officer has summoned him to appear before him, and he has asked for 4 days time and to appear before the investigation officer. Whether the investigation officer gives him times or arrest him, that is at his legal angle, and that I cannot comment on. But what I feel is, earlier there were speculations that he would not come back and Interpol would have to be roped in, but now that he is back, there is definitely a hue and cry by BJP that why he is not arrested on the spot. But what I would like to say is the government is doing a good job. The cases have been filed, and the concerned officer has asked him to appear in 2 days time. That 2 days has elapsed. He has asked for 4 days more, and within this time, I think they will be able to take a call whether to arrest him or whether he will appear there and give his statement. After recording his statement,
you're making it seem to be an administrative matter. You're saying that the investigating officer is looking at it. The Congress government in Andhra Pradesh has nothing to do with the investigations. The charge sheet has been filed. Smriti Irani, action will be taken, and 4 days is what he's asking for. Therefore, the matter is under process. So don't politicize this. The matter is under process. That's the comment being made by the Congress.
It's a very sanitized comment that I've heard from the gentleman on your panel this evening. What enrages me is that as an Indian, he should be equally upset and equally enraged about the hate speech made by Mr. Owaisi. What enrages me is the fact that this is a man who was healthy enough to go to England, healthy enough to spew venom against the Hindu community, healthy enough to spew venom against and wage a war against the India that you and I both know and appreciate and live in, and healthy enough to return on this day, wave to all his supporters, and in a very gala and fashion proceed towards wherever he is at right now. So I'm amazed as to why no Indian on your panel, especially the gentleman who spoke before me, is not enraged enough about the fact that this is a gentleman who literally waged war against the country by trying to ignite enmity between two communities, and he's allowed to go scot-free. One cannot deny that charges were only framed when there was media pressure and there was outrage throughout the country about the hate speech made by Mr. Owaisi. So it's not as though the Congress government took cognizance of this particular crime on its own and stepped forward to bring Mr. Owaisi to justice. In fact, on headlines today, I will charge the Congress government of supporting this kind of a heinous crime by not arresting Mr. Owaisi the minute he landed in India.
Mr. Khan, you must respond to it, because we played out those images from London. Mr. Owaisi was having a good time there. It's very clear he's trying to pull wool over the investigator's eyes. Why is he being handled with kid gloves?
Rahul, let me also basically what Mrs. Irani has said, that the government has not taken cognizance, is totally wrong. Yeah, it's totally wrong. We have filed the case even before the hue and cry in the media, or even before the private complaint was filed. Yes, we have filed the case, and the case was under investigation.
No.
This I have clarified on your channel earlier, and I am doing it now. As far as I being agitated or not being agitated, I have already come onto the channels and said number of times that every Indian is agitated about it. So there is no reason for me to dance around and show her that I am agitated to her. Secondly, our government is very much committed, and we are going to take the strictest of the action against whoever has broken the code of secularism and who have tried to hurt the feelings of any other community. There is no two ways. Our government, our leadership, everybody is committed towards, and we are not going soft. He has landed in the morning. He has immediately filed a writ petition in the High Court asking for a stay. He has already sent a letter to the investigation officer. Now the officer needs to decide whether he wants to arrest him or not. We are not going to interfere in that. No, that is for the investigation officer. You and I cannot go and arrest anybody. That is not in our purview. No, you can talk like that, but you cannot take the law into your hand, madam. I don't agree with your comments. You are just trying to make it a political thing. You are trying to communalize the politics. I am telling you, you are just trying to communalize the politics.
No, let's do this one by one.
No.
Smriti and Mr. Khan, please.
We are
just
committed.
one by one,
we are
please.
committed to take action. We have performed our action.
Let this debate not degenerate. Smriti, please.
Yeah.
One by one, otherwise nobody gets hurt. It's just a cacophony. We don't want that.
Yeah.
Mr. Khan has made a point. He's accusing the BJP of communalizing the investigation. I want Smriti to respond.
Rahul, is the police in Andhra Pradesh working independent of the Congress government? The gentleman needs to answer whether the Chief Minister and his entire government has given the leeway to the police to do as it deems fits in this case and not taken. Let me finish, Mr. Khan. Let me finish. Are you telling me that the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, the Congress leader that you work with in Andhra Pradesh, has not taken cognizance of the sentiments of the majority community in this entire country? Are you telling me that he has given enough rope for the Andhra Pradesh police to decide as it deems fit when it comes to Mr. Owaisi and his hate speech?
Mr. Khan, this morning I interviewed an ADGP from Andhra Pradesh.
6,000 of his supporters knew that he
This
landed.
senior police officer.
Rahul, why did Mr. Owaisi, after landing, greet 6,000 people, but the Andhra Pradesh police did not deem it fit to arrest him when he landed at that airport?
Mr. Khan, this morning, hear me out, Mr. Khan, this morning, a very senior officer from Andhra Pradesh came on record, a former police officer came on record to say that there seems to be political pressure at play. He says that clearly the police is being pressured by politicians to ensure that the Congress's vote bank is not disrupted, which is why Akbaruddin Owaisi has not been arrested yet. Here's a senior police officer coming on record to make this charge, sir.
I am telling you that whatever he has said is his personal comments, but on behalf of the government I am talking to you that we are very much particular and we are very much committed, as Smriti has said, whether major portion of the population or the minor portion of the population, it doesn't matter. As long as even a sentiment of a small community is hurt, our government is going to take the action which is prescribed under the law. There is no two ways. That much commitment I can give you, and our government and our Chief Minister or our party is not influencing the investigation in any way. It is up to the officers to decide what is to be done, up to the courts to decide what is to be done.
Dr. Rahmani, the fact is, in this case, the police has been treading very carefully. You know, they've been treating Mr. Owaisi, the hatemonger, with kid gloves. The FIR was registered only after there was massive media outrage. You know, when there were comparisons made with Varun Gandhi and the speed with which action was taken against him and the fact that Mr. Owaisi was untouched, it's only then that the system moved. Very clearly, there is vote bank politics at play regardless of what the Congress party says.
Rahul, will you allow me to start with this Urdu couplet?
Please do.
हम आह भी करते हैं तो हो जाते हैं बदनाम, वो कत्ल भी करते हैं तो चर्चा नहीं होता. Now, for the first time in the 65-year history of independence India, one Muslim MLA has commented in a 1-hour-long speech hardly 3 sentences which can be termed as obnoxious, as derogatory, as out of law, whatever term you give.
But they're not 3 sentences, it's much more. The whole speech.
I know, I have listened and I am not going that. the number of sentences. What I try to say that in this country there is a particular mindset where a number of people who keep on mongering these hate speeches since last 3 decades at least, and I don't know how Mrs. Irani can speak on this subject, because her own party leaders, the biggest leaders like even Mr. Lalkesh Advani, he delivered such hot speeches and such derogatory remarks against a particular community of this country, and nobody took cognizance. No media.
No, so are you
no
suggesting
police,
no cognizance
no
be taken against
and
Mr. Owaisi? No action be taken? That he shouldn't be arrested? What is it that you're suggesting?
Remark being made on your panel this evening.
See, I am not approving at all Mr. Akbaruddin Owaisi, but equally I cannot approve the BJP, the Sangh Parivar, the separatist and the media channels who are propagating this speech all through the nation. This is the way that the one speech in a small segment, in a small area, is now spread to all over the country. This is equally mongering the heat,
One speech
the
in a
hatred
small
among.
Okay, you made your point. Smriti Irani
Rahul?
wants to respond to you. Smriti.
No, I will completely reject the position this gentleman is taking of certifying Mr. Owaisi's conduct on your channel this evening. आपने जहमत उठाई है पूरी स्पीच सुनने की भाई साहब?
मोहतरमा,
मुझे नहीं लगता कि आपने पूरी स्पीच सुनी है, मैंने सुनी है। हेडलाइंस टुडे की कहीं ना कहीं उदारता है कि एक सेकंड मुझे बोलने दीजिए।
Let's do this in English, please.
पूरी स्पीच मैंने सुनी है पूरी स्पीच। Let me tell you, sir, I have heard the entire speech, and I will speak because I've heard the entire speech.
No, I have equally heard 3 times.
अकबरुद्दीन ओवैसी मुसलमानों के रहनुमा नहीं है। अकबरुद्दीन ओवैसी ने मुसलमानों की जमीनें हड़पने का काम किया है हैदराबाद में। तो आप यहाँ बैठकर
I'm not going to comment what Akbaruddin Owaisi is doing. I'm not a friend of Akbaruddin Owaisi.
Smriti, also let's not
asking you
level charges. One second. This is not the way it's going to be.
What we are doing.
One second, turn the faders down, please. Turn the faders down. This is not the way it's going to be. Smriti, just one moment. Let's not level allegations which we don't have evidence to substantiate. The question that is being asked pertains to a particular hate speech Mr. Owaisi has made and whether action has been taken against him or not. Smriti, why don't you restrict your response to what Dr. Rahmani is saying? Just that and not further. We don't know whether he's usurped land. That's a charge. We don't have evidence to back it right now.
No, well, because Mr. Rahmani himself... Rahul, this is a gentleman who seeks to certify that Mr. Owaisi was correct in speaking what he spoke. Which is not the case.
Not at all.
He's not saying that.
I'm just saying this is only one person from out of the whole community.
Let me finish
and
my
the other
answer,
side,
sir.
in your brigade,
Let
there are
me
tens
finish
of
my
people who
answer.
are doing the same thing for last 3 decades.
Let me finish
and
my
you did not
answer.
speak.
As an
None of your workers
as an
have come
Indian,
on this speech those days.
irrespective of my
Now,
faith.
why today only?
Okay, you made your point. Let Smriti respond. You made your point.
Irrespective of my faith. As an Indian, no, let me finish, make my point. As an Indian, irrespective of my faith, it is correct of me to assume that the law will take its course with Mr. Akbaruddin Owaisi. It is my constitutional right to demand that such a man does not escape the wrath of the law. And when this man, in full view of the public, with all cameras rolling, saunters in through the airport and leaves without the police apprehending me, it is my God-given right to ask the government of Andhra Pradesh, which is ruled by the Congress,
same way, irrespective of my faith, I have the right to question the speech made by Mrs. Uma Bharti, made by Mr. Praveen Tomaria, made by Mrs. Vinay Katyar, made by none other than Mr. L.K. Advani, who said no Muslim in the country is a terrorist, but every terrorist is a Muslim. He said, and now the whole nation knows that no Muslim is a terrorist.
It is ironic. It is ironic that those who protested against the hate speech are in jail today. And this man roams free. That is the irony that should be highlighted and debated on this channel tonight.
Dr. Rahmani, let me pull out those images. Just one moment, okay? let's not get caught up in a whirl.
No,
Let's
I'm
pull
not- I'm
out
not
those
caught up.
images
I
of
have to
Akbaruddin
present
Owaisi.
the truth
Look at those
at this
pictures.
channel. The whole
Look within
nation
your
must know the
conscience and
truth
tell
of
me,
these
Dr. Rahmani,
people.
do you think
I think
that
they-
Akbaruddin
these
Owaisi is
people-
genuinely unwell? Do you think he's genuinely unwell? Is he
I-
faking
no,
it?
I'm
Will
not-
you
I'm
accept
not
he's
going to
faking it?
comment
Look at those
whether
pictures.
He is well or not, he is not. He
No,
is
but is it
unwell.
not important?
This is the problem of the people in administration to check whether he is well or unwell.
So what do you think? You're looking at those pictures. There you go. You know,
Okay,
he's been
okay.
partying in London. He's well enough to do that, but he's not well enough to go face the police. Do you not think he's trying to pull wool over people's eyes?
This is the responsibility of the local administration. I'm not going to
No, so are you
comment on
demanding that he be
I'm not-
arrested?
the Abid Rasool Khan should respond for that. I'm not here to save Akbaruddin or to whatever the local administration do. My concern is that only that if one person in the community, in my community, commits a mistake, and I admit that it is a mistake, then the whole hue and cry from all over the nation and people like Smriti Irani and other people demand everything. But then when the tens of hundreds of people from the other community, from not the community, from the other party, the brigade, the Saffron Brigade, they made hate speeches all over the country. They say that these Muslims, these are the Babar.
You made a point. Let's
not
let
a
you respond to
single
that.
word come out from this country.
This is the venom that should not be allowed on your channel tonight. The fact that the rule of law shall be applied on the basis of religion.
Equally to everybody.
One by one.
Not only on the Muslim, not only on the
Dr. Rahmani, one by one.
Ideology does not matter which religion I was born into. What matters is that Mr. Owaisi is escaping the wrath of law, sir. That is what is of prime importance.
Okay, before I end this debate, I want to go across to Abid Rasool Khan. Mr. Khan, can you promise our viewers that action will indeed be taken against Mr. Owaisi, because it irks people no end that here's a hate monger who comes back to India, gets a hero's welcome, and your cops don't move against him. The cops are escorting him instead of arresting him. Why is that?
No, basically the arrest is to be done by the officer who has booked the case, and that is at Adilabad Nirmal, about 8 hours drive from Hyderabad. And that particular officer has summoned him and he has not appeared. He has asked for time. Whether he will give time or whether he will arrest him is his discretion and is as per the law. Now, secondly, what I would like to say is our government has taken equal cognizance of the speech of Praveen Togadia, and let me complete, and has booked the case against him also for his recent utterances. And we do not subscribe to any hate speeches as far as our government or our party is concerned. We will like to
what action you have taken against Praveen Togadia and Mr. Abid Rasool Khan?
But let
what
me.
action you have taken against?
Yes, Praveen Togadia also we have booked the case, and that case is also under progress equally with Akbaruddin's case.
And what is the progress? You did not arrest him. You did not issue any warrant against him.
Okay, I'm out of time. One final quick comment from Smriti.
Rahul, let me just say this before you leave, Rahul. No, let me just say that all that is being seen on your channel this evening, Rahul, is that it is on Mr. Owaisi's convenience that the law of the land shall apply to him. It is at Mr. Owaisi's convenience that though he's been summoned by the police.
That is what we are saying.
I saw today on your channel the police officer
why you are not demanding the arrest?
Do not stop what I'm saying, Mr.
If the law of the land
why not on the police has to do its duty. You cannot dictate the duty of the police also.
Officers say on headlines today.
If you are genuine, you should demand for both. Not
alone. You are assuming things. हमने ओवैसी को बुलाया, वो आए नहीं. I saw an ambulance standing in front of Mr. Owaisi's residence, where his supporters surrounding the ambulance were smiling at the camera, sir. Even his supporters know that the Andhra Pradesh police, because of political pressure from the Congress party, does not have the strength.
There is no pressure of politics.
Well, make no mistake.
You cannot give such sweeping
Make
remarks
no
on the police. They are
mistake.
doing a good
The
work
cops
here.
are going easy. They are very off vote
No.
bank politics. They are going very easy, and this is not about whether it is
so
Mr.
very
Owaisi or
unfortunate
Praveen
that folks
Togadia
are
or
going
anybody
in
else.
for all such
Anybody,
mongers in the country.
anybody who indulges in hate mongering, whether he is a Hindu, a Muslim, a Sikh or a Christian, action should be taken against all of them. The full force of the law should come down hard on every hate monger, and that's not what's happened in this case, at least. For the moment, Abid Rasool Khan, Taslim Ahmad Rahmani and Smriti Irani for joining us in the center stage face off tonight. Thank you very much.